Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today with Francesco. Ciao Fra, how are you?
Ciao Fabri, all good, here we are.
Ready for many things, ready for many movements, because again, many things are happening here on the channel. You can find the video from the morning announcing Chelsea incomings, announcing also the Rodri situation with Real Madrid now actively working on a deal and in direct club-to-club contact with Manchester City. So it's plenty of stories, it's plenty of news. Also later today, more to tell you, but we are here to answer some of your questions, to update you on some situations. So we are ready to jump into it together, starting with talents, experienced players, plenty of big names.
And let's start with a talent, also a World Cup player, one of the surprises of the World Cup as well. Alay Begovic is now very close to join an Italian club.
Yes, because for Kerim Alabegovic, several clubs have been in conversations, several clubs have been in talks. For example, I can say that Chelsea have been in the conversation for some time, but for Chelsea, the idea was a project player for the future. So sign Alabegovic, maybe find a solution on loan, let the player go, develop, and then return to Chelsea. So Chelsea identified his talent, but after signing Morgan Rogers, Chelsea didn't include Alabegovic into any plan to be a starter at Chelsea with immediate effect. While Juventus are offering something completely different, to be an important player at Juve, to compete for a starting spot, and also with the opportunity to become a star in Italy, a country that really attracts the player. Since the beginning of the transfer window, Kerim Alibegovic made clear to his father and to people close to him that he wants to go to Italy, that he believes that Italy could be the ideal solution. Chelsea tried, but again, it was a different kind of project. Now Juventus have an agreement in place with Bayer Leverkusen, club to club, around 30 million euros plus add-ons up to 35 maximum. And so let's see what's going to happen also in terms of final green light from the player. There is still something to clarify in terms of details. I think between tonight and tomorrow everything will be completed and Juventus are convinced to close this deal for Kerem Alibegovic.
Speaking about Chelsea, we often speak about young talents, but this time they're about to sign two experienced players.
Yeah, one more, and it's going to be Jordan Henderson, an exclusive story from 2 days ago, now becoming reality, because the official statement we have today is from Brentford. Brentford are confirming that Jordan Henderson is terminating his contract at the club, is allowed to leave for free, and Chelsea already have an agreement in place with Jordan Henderson, a 2-year contract. So everything is done. We just wait for the medical test, the contract signing, but Chelsea had since the beginning of the window this idea to add an experienced midfielder, a leader in midfield, even if he's not young anymore, in football terms of course, is also to believe into new project with some experience, with some leadership, especially in that position. Chelsea were considering Granit Xhaka, Sunderland didn't want to let him go, and now Chelsea closed the deal for Jordan Henderson. Again, a 2-year contract following Danny Welbeck in the morning. Here we go, because the deal is done also for Welbeck, also in this case a 2-year contract, and so it's a different strategy. We said already in April, in May, that Chelsea were gonna switch from their previous strategy. With the arrival of Xabi Alonso, they also wanted to include some more experienced player, and now 35-year-old Danny Welbeck, 36, Jordan Henderson, both done.
Looking at some questions here, one is about, many actually are about Lacroix.
Yeah, many people asking what's going on and why the deal is not official yet. Guys, in some cases, you have to understand, I think it's the market. I understand that sometimes on social media there is panic and people can't understand the dynamics, but just to clarify something, not always in the market the deal is done today and the deal is official tomorrow. Not always in the market the deal is closed on Monday and the deal is official on Tuesday. Sometimes can happen that the clubs complete everything in terms of paperwork, in terms of verbal agreements or whatever, and then it takes some days before having the formal green light to announce. It could be about the documents, it could be about the paperwork, it could be about small details, but it's not going to change the end of the story. Like in the last video about Yan Diomande last night, I was saying Yan Diomande is not official yet to Real Madrid because Red Bull Leipzig are working on a replacement. And before going to clubs saying I have 130 million euros in my pocket, it's better to go before and the player left in order to close your deal and then letting the player go. So that's the situation. For Lacroix, no panic. Maxence Lacroix already had his medical at Chelsea. The deal between clubs is being signed officially today. So the official statement depends also on social media, guys. I don't know when it's going to be, but I can guarantee that today Chelsea and Crystal Palace are sending the counter-signed documents. The first part of documents was already signed a few days ago. Today they are counter-signing. The player had his medical, so it's just a matter of short time, and then Chelsea can have the guarantee on Maxence Lacroix.
Let's also give an update on Bradley Barcola, player that we've been speaking a lot in the last weeks.
Yeah, for Barcola, I want to clarify something, guys. Now, it's been 3 months and no one was talking about Barcola and Liverpool. 0 people. Now, today, in 24 hours, agreement done on personal terms. Not yet. It will get done for sure because it's not a problem. Barcola wants to go to Liverpool. But we have to go step by step, and they are still discussing, but it's not going to be a problem. Barcola wants to go to Liverpool. Then, today, Liverpool are preparing an official bid for Barcola. I mean, it's obvious. If you want to sign a player, at some point you will have to send an official bid. So for sure, Liverpool will send an official bid for Barcola. I can guarantee that the bid was not sent yesterday and is not going to be sent today. So it's going to take a few days because the relationship between Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain is a good relationship. But then there is the financial aspect. And at the moment, Paris Saint-Germain are mentioning, we saw also in the media, they want 170 million euros. For sure, it's not going to be 170 million euros transfer fee for Barcola, but for sure will still be a big amount of money. So the two clubs are in contact. The two clubs are discussing. In terms of official bid, I have no doubt that soon Liverpool will bid, but the conversation is already ongoing. The clubs are talking. The agents of the player are talking with Liverpool. So the deal is on. Then patience. Is not Barcola to Liverpool, here we go today. So relax. No one was trusting this deal in April, in June, in July, in May, always saying that there was nothing. Now relax. Step by step. At the right time, we will give you the updates.
Speaking about Paris Saint-Germain, who do you think will be the next signing in the next weeks?
No, Paris Saint-Germain are working hard for Magnus Akliouche, so there are contacts again today between Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco to try find a solution for Akliouche and try finalize this deal for a transfer fee around 50 million euros. So working hard on Magnus Akliouche, and then don't forget the idea of Suzuki, because this Japanese goalkeeper from Parma is a target for Paris Saint-Germain, but also for Juventus, offering different kind of projects. For Juventus, he can be a starter, but he's expensive. PSG are ready to pay what Parma want, but the player wants to understand what kind of project there would be, because PSG already have 3 goalkeepers in the squad. So it's different, completely different strategies, but Paris Saint-Germain will be busy for sure in the upcoming days and weeks.
And what about Ferran Torres?
Yeah, on Ferran Torres, let me explain one thing. At this stage, we had many rumors on several clubs. I always told you that Paris Saint-Germain appreciate Ferran Torres and had contacts with his agents, but still nothing done and agreed, also because Barcelona at this stage want to continue with Ferran. Barcelona message is, we want Ferran to stay, we want Ferran to be an important player for us next season. So Barca want to continue with him. Then, new contract or not, this will be clarified in the next months. It's not something to be clarified now. At the moment, there is nothing done, advanced or guaranteed for Ferran to sign a new contract at Barcelona. So it's still an open situation. I think we will see later on the contract, but at the moment, Barcelona want to keep the player. Paris Saint-Germain are talking with the agents, so Paris Saint-Germain have genuine interest. There are more clubs, because it's not only PSG, but at the moment, if you want Ferran Torres, you need to reach an agreement with Barcelona, and Barca insist on keeping Ferran. So it's a story we have to track till the very end, but at the moment it's still on Barca's side.
Fabri, I think this is it. Otherwise, we close. I don't know if you have something else.
I think we said it all. Busy also from Paris Saint-Germain today for Randal Kolo Muani leaving the club. Extra money for PSG. Yeah. 50 million euros package add-ons included from Juventus for Randal Kolo Muani. And so PSG are making good money with the exits. And now after Kangin League, Gonzalo Ramos, Kolo Muani is going to be time soon for the incomings.
Thank you, Fabri, for today.